which we are panelists through this round.
My fellow panelists, have you introduced yourselves?
Hello, please. Can anyone confirm you can hear me?
We can hear you.
Please. Okay.
All right, yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Samuel. My name is Samuel, and I'm also a panel in this one. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the brief round of introductions. Introductions from my side. Hello, everyone. I'm Kar. I am also the chair and a member of the panel for this round. With me, I think in front of us, we have the AKETE Senior Grammar School from Lagos Islands versus the New Methods Academy ZARIA from Kaduna State. With that being said, the motion for this round one, which is a prepared round, reads, this House supports the amendment of the minimum age for university admission to 18 years. With that, I would like to call upon the stage Prime Minister to put forward their speech from side proposition. Prime Minister, begin the debate whenever you're ready. Here.
Started. Hello?
Yes, you're clearly audible. You may proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished judges and respected offenders, it is indeed a fascinating topic. The fact that what we are advocating for is the ultimate best solution toward enhancing our economic system, enhancing our educational system. We, the proposition team, substantially advocate for the amendment of the minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above. Our stance is fortified by a multifaceted approach encompassing 7 pivotal points. Number 1, reduction of dropout rates, increase in academic performance, socioeconomic benefits, legitimacy, enhanced employability, compliance with Sustainable Development Goals (SDG), and global competitiveness. As the Prime Minister, I would look into reduction of dropout rates, increase in academic performance, socioeconomic benefits, while the Deputy Prime Minister will discuss about legitimacy, enhanced employability, compliance with Sustainable Development Goals (SDG), and global competitiveness, while the web speaker will counterattack, rebuild, and conclude. Before I go deep into my points, I would like to start with defining the key terms for better understanding. Amendment is the process of altering law by the parliamentary or constitutional procedure, and we define the minimum age for university admission as the limited age for candidates to admit into university. We, the proposition team, we firmly believe that raising the minimum age for university admission is necessary to ensure academic readiness, emotional maturity, economic impact, keeping up with global trends, and a smoother transition into higher education. Panel, here are our models. Expansion of vocational training. Number 1, expansion of vocational training programs, making pre-university programs mandatory. Number 3, invest heavily in guidance and counseling. Number 4, integrate age verification in admission procedure. Move to my points. Reduction of dropout rate. Amendment of the minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above stands as the paramount measure to mitigate dropout rates. For instance, a study conducted by the National Center for Educational Statistics found that students who enter university at the age of 18 or older are significantly less prone to dropping out compared to their younger counterparts. By instating this amendment, we fortify the educational journey, fostering a conducive environment for academic perseverance and success. Example, in Sweden, where the minimum age for university is typically 19 or older, dropping out rates notably declined compared to the countries with the minimum age for university requirement. According to a study published in the Journal of Higher Educational Policy and Management, Sweden universities report dropouts less than 10%, which is significantly lower than the global average. This underscores the efficiency of delaying universities' admission to ensure students' readiness for tertiary education, ultimately fostering higher retention and academic success. Therefore, this point is justified. Move to my next point. Increase in academic performance. Amending the minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above increased heavily in academic performance. Empirical evidence from various educational jurisdictions substantiates this claim. For example, a comparative analysis by the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, reveals that countries with a minimum age requirement of 18 or higher consistently achieve superior academic outcomes, including higher graduate rates and elevated standardized test score. Therefore, this point is solid. Move to my next point. Increase in academic performance. Socio-economic benefits. Rising the minimum age for university admission engender far-reaching socio-economic benefits. It serves as a catalyst for equitable access to higher education, particularly among marginalized communities. By affording students ample time to complete their secondary education, irrespective of economic backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, we dismantle barriers of academic advancements and foster inclusively within the educational landscape. For example, a study by the World
Speaker, you're not clearly audible. Can anyone confirm, is it me or is the speaker not clearly audible?
It's the
Yeah, they're also
speaker.
not audible.
Yes.
All right, I have paused the timer. Let us wait for the speaker to join back.
In summation, the proposition ardently assert that amending the age for university admission to 18 years and above is not merely a policy prescription, but a transformative imperative. By advancing this motion, we cultivate a more equitable, inclusive, and prosperous educational ecosystem, laying for foundation for individual empowerment, societal advancement, and global leadership. I rest the case. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Fine speech. I would like to call upon the stage Leader of Opposition to put forward the case from side opposition. Leader of Opposition, whenever you're ready, sure.
So, AKETE speaking next.
Yes, you're
Sir,
clearly audible. You can proceed.
it is highly hilarious, fallacious, and unrealistic to assume that the restriction of admission to age 18 will have an impact in our academic performance. Before I proceed, speaking before his electoral police, a bona fide student of the AKETE Senior Grammar School, I am here to oppose the motion, which states this house supports the amendment of the minimum age for university is 18. How can we limit the potential of a 14-year-old Faith Odusi who answered 29 mathematics questions in 60 minutes? In 60 seconds. Right now, only bright man as cerebral composite is taught in an advanced course to rule his or her world, and he or she is ready to excel for his or her country. It will increase the high rate of school dropout because in Nigeria, the education system still remains 6334. When we start our education, he or she will use 6 years in our KG and nursery or primary school. In junior one, just 1 to 3, he or she will have only 2 years, and second SS1 to 2, he or she will also have 2 years. When he or she graduated from secondary school SS3, he or she made his jump, did well, and get admission into an university, and he or she is still 16 years old. How can you tell me the person did not have the right to go to a university? Let me tell you something you don't know. A 16-year-old boy have the right and is eligible to go to university because the 16-year-old has the potential to further his or her education. When the 16-year-old wasted 2 years waiting for he or she to become 18 before he or she go to university, how will you be sure that he or she is still alive? How will he be sure that he or she will still be alive for this 18 years old for he or she to further his education? It will limit he or she potentials. He or she will move out to do many jobs and will see education as a non-less priority and even more prioritized his or her managers and more effective, and as if it is important more than education. My opponent might say 18-year-old is in Nigeria is constitutionally agreed of any individual to vote and be voted for. But let me tell you something. What if 18-year-old is unserious and the 16-year-old is eligible to move further in our country, is eligible to become a president? Will we accept him to be our president or reject him? So 16-year-old is eligible to become 16-year-old is eligible to go to the university. The minimum amendment of students to go to university should not be 18. It's supposed to be 16, 17 upward. because those who gain admission at 16 years old will be able, even disturbing their parents, to look for money, to prioritize their education, for a solid future and a solid career. But when he or she is being told that he or she will clock 18 before he can go to university, he or she will be downgraded. He or she will be downgraded. He or she potentials will be limited. He or she will say, "Oh, what have I done? How did I know? I will not have wasted my time going to school." Because how can you see? Nowadays, we are looking for students who are stabilized, who are more educated, to be our future leader. When you say 18 years old, some of those 18 years old who are now in the university are not even IQ is not their intelligence quotient are not even high more than the people who are still 16 years old sitting down in their home. It will even reduce the risk that because normally there is not a risk for 16 years old to go to university. But let me tell you something. If 16 years old that is not emotionally stabilized, psychologically or socially, it will even help this 16 years old to be more focused on his study, because he or she will not be free to move from one place to another. He or she will still be under his or her parents. So he or she will focus more on his or her education, thinking how he can be a better person in the future, looking how he can make his or her parents proud. How are you telling me 18 years old is the minimum age for students to go to the university? I hope with this point of mine, I have been able to polish your heart, not your shoe, that the minimum amendment of students going to university should be 16 years old and above, not 18. Thank you. Through my speech.
Thank you, Speaker, for that fine speech. And with that, I call upon the stage Deputy Prime Minister to put forward the case from side proposition. Deputy Prime Minister, whenever you're ready, here.
Can I start, please?
Yes, you're clearly audible. You may start.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed adjudicators and respected opponents, as the Deputy Prime Minister of the proposition team, I am here to further fortify our case in support of amendment minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above. Building upon the compelling arguments presented by our Prime Minister, I will delve deeper into the importance of our educational system. First and foremost, before going to my main point of argument, I would like to attack some points of theirs. You are talking about limiting opportunity, but there is vocational training, and 18 years to the university is ready in Nigerian education system. And secondly, what can you say about emotion and education? Can you tell us the law and where it started in the Constitution?
This is just misunderstanding.
This is just misunderstanding. Now coming final, now to my first point of argument, legitimacy. We strongly believe that elevating the minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above confers legitimacy upon the educational system. It signifies a commitment to educational excellence and integrity by ensuring that students are academically and emotionally prepared for the rigors of tertiary education. This amendment fosters public trust in the educational system, safeguarding its credibility and efficacy. Moreover, it upholds the principle of fairness by establishing a standardized criterion for university entry, thereby promoting transparency and accountability. For example, the United States, despite its decentralized educational system, maintained a minimum age requirement to educational system across most states. These standardized criteria ensures consistency and fairness in the admission process, bolstering public confidence in the integrity of higher education system. Additionally, adherence to a minimum age requirement mitigates concern about academic preparedness among incoming students, enhancing legitimacy and credibility for American universities, both domestically and internationally. Therefore, this point stands beyond reasonable doubt. Final, now to my next point of argument, enhance employability. We strongly believe that elevating the minimum age for university admission enhances students' employability prospects by fostering a conducive environment for academic achievement and skills development. We equip graduates with the competencies demanded by today's dynamic job market. Employers increasingly prioritize candidates who possess a solid educational foundation and demonstrable maturity. Attributes inherently cultivate through entering university at an older age. Consequently, this major argument graduates prospects for career advancement and socio-economic mobility. Align with broader aspiration of upward social mobility and economic empowerment. For example, Australia, where the minimum age for university admission is typically 18 or older, boasts a strong reputation for producing graduates with high employability prospects. According to survey graduation employability ranking, Australia consistently feature among the top institutions worldwide for graduate employability. Therefore, this point is justified. Now to my next substantive, compliance with Sustainable Development Goal, which is SDGs. We strongly believe that aligning the minimum age for university admission with SDG signifies a concerted commitment to educational equity and equality. SDG number 4 explicitly advocates for inclusive and equitable quality education for all, underscoring the imperative to ensure access to tertiary education irrespective of socio-economic status or demographic factors. By enacting this amendment, we propel progress toward achieving SDG number 4, laying the groundwork for a more just and sustainable future. For example, Norway, a staunch advocate for sustainable development and educational equity, aligned its minimum age requirements for university admission with the principle outlined as the SDGs. By ensuring that all students have equitable access to tertiary education irrespective of age or socio-economic status, Norway contributes to the realization of SDG number 4, quality education, and SDG number 10, reduce inequality. Therefore, this point is solid. Final, now to my next point of argument, global competitiveness. We strongly believe that elevating the minimum age for university admission enhances a nation's global competitiveness on multiple fronts. It engenders a cohort of highly skilled and resilient graduates capable of navigating the complexities of globalized economy. Furthermore, by aligning educational policies with international best practice, we position our nation as a beacon of educational excellence and innovation on the world stage. For example, Canada, renowned its diverse and inclusive higher education system, maintain a minimum age requirement of 18 or older for university admission across most provinces. This policy has positioned Canadian universities as attractive destination for international students seeking high-quality graduation and diverse learning experience. According to the Survey Worldwide University Ranking, several Canadian universities rank among the top institutions globally, enhancing Canada's reputation for education excellence and fostering global competitiveness in knowledge economy. In conclusion, we strongly believe that amending the minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above is not merely a policy prescription, but a transformative imperative. By advancing this motion, we cultivate a more equitable and prosperous educational ecosystem, laying the foundation for individual empowerment, societal advancement, and global leadership. Incredibly proud to propose. I rest the case. Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Speaker. Thank you, Speaker, for the fine speech. And I would like to call upon the stage Deputy Leader of Opposition to continue the case from side opposition. DLO, whenever you're ready. Sure.
I'm muted.
Can I speak now?
Yes, you can speak. You're clearly audible. Proceed.
Good day, jury respected. Honorable Adjudicator Chairman, unjustifiable panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my magnificent audience. My name is Ramon Abdul, a bona fide student of the Kwakide Senior School. I am here to oppose the motion. The minimum age of admission should be 16. I'm here to support the motion. I'm here to oppose the minimum age of admission to university should be 18 years. But before I proceed, I would like to grab my period, which is amendment. What is amendment? Amendment is the reconstruction of a system. Let's now get into the motion. First and foremost, keep disallowing children who are 16 years and eligible to gain admission into university. Would make children under the age of 17 to be exposed to dangers. Children who are at the age of 16 are more serious in admission into university. Therefore, highly reliant, fallacious, and fearless.
Speaker, you are muted. Speaker, you have become audible. Speaker,
Yes, sir.
yes, you can continue now.
We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Standing on the existing protocols, my name is Umaloze Emmanuel, a bona fide student of a AKETE Senior Grammar School. I'm here to buttress the point of my speaker on the topic. The amendment of minimum age for university to 18 years. I'm in oppose of that motion. Why? The learner should have the opportunity to enter the university at 16, 18, at 16, 17, and above. In this recent time, students who have finished their secondary schools education at 16, 15, above should have the right to be in the university. We can see now students at the age of 18 and above who are more matured are less intelligent to be compared by the learners who are 15 and 16 years above. The learners who have finished their schools at 15, 16 years and above, if they are not allowed to further their education, what do you expect them to do at home? Should they be feeling? What do you expect them to do at home? I heard my opponent saying that students who are 16. I heard my opponent saying that students who are 16 years that have finished their secondary school should not be allowed to further more because they are not matured. Who says so? Because if they can read, if they can cooperate with other students, they are matured. If they can become what other students are doing, like 18 years students, consider 18 years students now. They are doing. There are autism, they are this, but people that are 16 years, they are controlled by their parents. They can become what other people are becoming because human beings, we have the right to influence, to live with other people, to live with what other people are doing. If a 16 years person finish secondary school, should be allowed to further more because everyone has the right to do whatsoever things he or she might do. If he or she is left at home, what do you expect them to do? What do you be doing at home? They should be allowed, they should have the right to furthermore, they should have the right to be in their secondary school, they should have the right to furthermore in their education. I hope with these points of mine.
Information.
Accepted.
Accepted.
But we have already stated that they can do vocational training at home. What can you say about pre-university programs and vocational training? Or is all those programs are just wasted?
Repeat.
Sorry, repeat your statement.
Can you break it down?
Like how we stated, there is pre-university program and vocational trainings. So what can you say about it?
They should be allowed to further more. They should not be focused on professional activities. They should be allowed to be in the schools where their other mates are, like people that are 18 years. If they are doing that kind of professional training, so that they can have a solid future, they should allow to further more and be in the same school where their fellow students are 18, 19. They should allow to follow more. I hope with these points of mine, I'll be able to elaborate you on the point on the topic that the amendment of secondary students should going to university should be from 16 and above. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to call upon the stage the government whip to wrap up the debate. Government whip whenever you're ready. Sure.
Limited opportunity shi ne kawai kun da suka yi raji shi suke ta abin nan akai shi kawai zaki kun da akai.
Also, please, you are not allowed to switch your speakers in the middle of the round. So please figure out your speaking order before the debate starts so you don't have to switch speakers. But yes, you may continue now. New method. Third speaker, proposition.
Can I start?
Yes.
Esteemed adjudicators, worthy opponents, and fellow debaters, good day to you all. I really appreciate the comprehensive arguments presented by the leading speaker and the deputy leading speaker. However, as the whip speaker of the proposition team, I will like to refute some of their points. They made mention of limited opportunities as a compelling reason, but we believe that this kind of people, they made mention of children who can solve maths. But did you know that this kind of people are 1 in a million? According to a research, 0.001 people are exceptional. So what can you say about other people that are not like that? Also, they made mention of wasted time. They said 2 years will be wasted. But in our model, we made mention of vocational training and pre-university programs, such as the IGMB and the remedials in Nigeria. So they don't have to waste their time. They just have to apply for these programs. Also, they said that students will have limited potential. We believe that students lower than 18 are too young to make career choices, and they end up dropping out of school. So what can you say about them? Also, emotional maturity. We believe that age comes with emotional maturity and stability. And 18 years is the minimum age for someone to develop emotional stability. So I don't think what you are advocating for can work. Back to affirming our points. We made mention of reduction of dropout rates as a compelling reason in favor of the amendment of the minimum age for university admission to 18 years up and above. We told you that amending the minimum age for university admission stands as a paramount measure to mitigate dropout rates.
Research consistently underscores that students who enter university at an older age exhibit greater commitment and resilience, thereby diminishing the likelihood of premature withdrawal. We cited example from Sweden, where the minimum age for university admission is typically 19 years or older. Dropout rates have notably declined compared to other countries with lower minimum age requirements. Therefore, this point is solid. Panel, now to our second substantive, which is increase in academic performance. We told you that elevating the minimum age for university admission correlates positively with heightened academic performance. Empirical evidence from various educational jurisdictions substantiates this claim. By aligning university entry requirements with developmental readiness, we optimize the learning trajectory, ensuring that students are equipped with the requisite cognitive and emotional preparedness to excel. We reference Singapore as an example. A country renowned for its educational excellence has implemented a minimum age requirement of 18 for university admission. As a result, Singaporean students rank among the top performers in international assessments, such as the Programs for International Student Assessment, PISA, and the Trends in International Mathematics and Science Studies, PIMSS. Therefore, this point stands beyond reasonable doubt. And the Trends in International Mathematics and Science Studies, CIMSS. Therefore, this point stands beyond reasonable doubt. Panel, now to our third substantive, which is socio-economic benefits. We told you that raising the minimum age for university admission engenders far-reaching socio-economic benefits. It serves as a catalyst for equitable access to higher education, particularly among marginalized communities, by affording students ample time to complete their secondary education, irrespective of socio-economic background. We dismantle barriers to educational attainment and foster inclusivity within the educational landscape. And we cited example from Finland, often lauded for its equitable education system, has set the minimum age of 18 for its university admission. This policy has contributed to Finland's reputation for low levels of educational inequality and high rates of social mobility. Therefore, this point is irrefutable. Panel, now to our fourth substantive, which is legitimacy. We highlighted how amending the minimum age for university admission to 18 years and above confers legitimacy upon the educational system, and cited example from the United States. Despite its decentralized education system, maintains a minimum age requirement for university admission across most states. This standardized criterion ensures consistency and fairness in the admission process, fostering public confidence in the integrity of the higher education system. Therefore, this point is justified. Moving on with increased employability. Highlighted how elevating the minimum age for university admission enhances students' employability prospects by fostering a conducive environment for academic achievement and skill development. We cited example from Australia, where the minimum age for university admission
POI, please,
is typically 18 or older, boasts a strong reputation for producing graduates with high employability prospects. Therefore, this point stands beyond reasonable doubt. What is your question? Granted.
What if children are not interested in pre-vocational skills? Do you know these vocational skills can cause disconnectivity children can no longer be interested in studying and in education.
There is university.
They can move IGMP or remedial. It's not by force for them to attend vocational training, my audio.
What is the
Now,
next
our next
graduate?
substantive, which is compliance with SDGs. We highlighted how aligning the minimum age for university admission with Sustainable Development Goals, which is the SDGs, signifies a concerted commitment to educational equity and quality. We made reference with Norway, a staunch advocate for sustainable development and educational equity, aligns its minimum age requirement for university admission with the principles outlined in the Sustainable Development Goals. Therefore, this point is irrefutable. Panel, moving on with global competitiveness. We highlighted how elevating the minimum age for university admission enhances a nation's global competitiveness on multiple fronts. It engenders a cohort of highly capable of navigating. It endangers a cohort of highly skilled and resilient graduates capable of navigating the complexities of globalized economy. Therefore, all our points stand beyond reasonable doubt. In conclusion, we are advocating for a forward-looking approach that prioritizes the long-term development and the welfare of the people. We, the proposition team, firmly believe that raising the minimum age for university admission is necessary to ensure emotional maturity, academic readiness, economic impact, keeping up with global trends, and a smoother transition into higher education. And we also presented some processes of implementation, which are expansion of vocational training programs, make pre-university programs mandatory, such as the IJMB and remedials in Nigeria, and invest heavily in guidance and counseling and integrate its verification in admission processes. Panel, we brought out some problems and solutions to the problems. With this, we strongly believe that we won this tournament. Thank you. I rest my case.
Thank you, Speaker, for that fine speech. I would like to call upon the stage of Whip to put forward the case from side opposition. Of Whip, wrap up the debate from side opposition.
Good everyone. I am here to buttress the points of my first and second speaker on the topic on the existing process. I have my opponents say that students who are 16 that have finished secondary school should not be allowed to furthermore because they are not matured enough. There are some courses which requires a long years of study before they can graduate. And by the time they have graduated, won't there be a little bit old for that courses? So won't there be a little bit old for that courses? When children are admitted during their young are given admission during their young age, when after they have graduated, it allows them to be energetic and committed to their more so keeping children who are 16 and 17 years at home and not giving them admission makes them exposed to dangers and threats of online technology. Children who are not given admission and asked to stay outside. It exposes them to dangers like some businessmen can come and overtake them. They could mislead them. They could mislead them and introduce them to some and some professions which are not like kidnapping, Yahoo, and so on, which can psychologically accepted. Which can, what's your question?
You said that the business people. Oh, you are talking about there is so many courses that they have so many years before you finish that courses. So what's my question here is that are we going for the consequences living, are we going for the benefit living the consequences clean, or we are going to attack the consequences for the benefits?
We are actually going for the benefits. If children are admitted to university at a young age, it makes them energetic and they would spend more years during their career. But if children are admitted at the age of 18, it makes them spend lesser time in their career. Have I answered your question? More so, learners who are prevented from getting admission to school at the age of 16. It makes them at the age of 16. It makes them to have lesser interest in studying. They would say since they have finished secondary school and they can't benefit anything, what is the essence of going to university? They would have negative thoughts of education and they would think education is scam since they have finished secondary school and they are deprived the right of being given admission to study in the university. You said 18 years are mature enough and both to be in university. Please tell me, and even those 16 years old that this 16 years old are the one very these 18 years old learners are the ones joining cultism, engaging themselves in run and even doing yahoo, cybercrime, and other forms of dangerous activity in school. But if younger people are admitted, to school, their brain are still fragile. So teachers and parents could educate them about what to do and how to resist threatening of cultists and other runs and runs. Most students graduated from SSC at the age of 16, yet are the one who focus more on their education and struggling. Because at the age of 16, they would be portraying a solid career. Also, why are students given double promotion in school? Because is it because they're beyond the class, or because of their intelligence, quotients? Also, preventing 16-year-old children from gaining admission to school is also one of the things that affect our country today. Leaders who are old wants to become a leader. They are preventing younger active leaders and educated leaders from leading the country. They would say because they are experienced because they are this, because of that. As matureness, and oldness help us, maturity and oldness help us in Nigeria today. All the leaders that are old are the one are the one affecting Nigeria today. Are the ones affecting Nigeria today. But a young and active leader mind would be fresh and would want to think outside the box and what would benefit him and the country. And old leaders would not, their old leaders' brain would not be fresh, and they would be
information
to think outside the box. But young leaders would be able to think outside the box and would be able to send contracts that are good for the country and not. I believe with this great and gigantic point of mine, I've been able to brain feed you and not to brainwash you. That if 16-year-old learners have been kept home, it would affect our country. It would affect our country and governmentality by 2027. Thank you. Thank you. AKETE is done.
Thank you, Speaker, for that fine speech. I would like to call upon the stage of reply Speaker to put forward the case and summarize it from side opposition. Of reply whenever you're ready.
Sir, can you repeat what
Your reply speaker is next. So you guys should give your reply speech for 4 minutes. Reply speech number 4, the fourth speech.
Okay, fourth speech.
Can AKETE speak now?
Yes, AKETE is speaking. Yes, you have 4 minutes to summarize.
To summarize on the topic, based on the amendment of students going to university should be 18, I strongly disagree with that. Why are students given double promotion in school? Is it because of their age is beyond the class or their intelligence quotient? Most students who graduated from SS3 at the age of 16 are the ones who focus more on their studies, because during their primary school time, they are given double promotion because of their intelligence quotient. People who start school at the age of 3 years, fresh, when he or she gets to primary 1, and he or she is even high mentality in the subject taught in the school, he or she can be given a double promotion to primary 3. That is the cause of students who graduated. That is the cause why students who graduated SS3 at 16 years old, mostly because of why they graduated school from 16 years old, does not mean you deprive them the right to further their education. In the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, state that right to education is part of the right of the citizens. Right to live, they have the right to further their education, because it's the government that says so, that citizens have the right to education. When this 16 years old gets born at home saying that I cannot further more on my education, will let the student to engage in negative bad online activities like online fraud, cyberbullying, in which they by themselves, with the frustration on their mind, can even abuse the president of the country. So, do you want that to happen to our country? Why some advanced nations why some in America, 16 years old is eligible to go to university? Why them? Why will you give them the right and the approval to abuse our nation? So, in this case, let even a man 16 years old and above to further their education and go to university. Thank you.
The work is done.
We are done.
Thank you, Speaker, for that fine speech. I would like to call upon the stage Gov Reply Speaker to wrap up the debate from side proposition. Prop reply, whenever you're ready, sure.
All protocol observed. I am Mahdi Ali Sharif, and I am here to compare and contrast between our points and their own, between the government side point and the opposition side point, compare and contrast. The opposition sides, firstly, the opposition side doesn't have any model, doesn't have state any case. There is not case, not model, and there is not any framework, not counter-attacks, and they didn't answer much. So, panel, take notes. The only point that the opposition sides have able to point to rest of is limited opportunity, while the second speaker from the government side have already counter-attacked that point, and the third speaker also from the government side have already counter-attacked it, while even in our model, we have give solution for that point, which we give solution of vocational training and free universities programs. That means the points have already destroyed. Then the second point they have able to point out is limited potential. While the third speaker from the government side have already counter-attacked that point, which should have already destroyed that point, and we have already give solution in our model. So the government side, we have raised 7 reasonable points, and which is reduction of dropout rates, which we start example of Sweden. We give a reason, we state a point, we give a reason, and we stated example of Sweden, which the point stands still because there is not any counter-attack of that point. The second point we raise is increase in academic performance. We give a reason of the points, and we have stated examples which the point stands still. And the next point we find out is socio-economic benefits, which we give the point which is socio-economic benefits, and we give an example of Finland. And there is not any counter-attack of that point or point of information that's not answered. That means the point is still stand. The fourth point we raise is legitimacy. While we give a reason of that point we raise, and we give an example of Australia, and there is not any counter-attack of that point or point of information that is not answered, that means the point still stand. The fifth point of us is that we raise is compliance with SDG. While we raise the point, we give an example of Norway, and there is not any counter-attack that destroy that point. That means the point still stand. This last point we have raised is global competitiveness, which will give the point, give an example, reasonable example, and there is not any counter-attack of that point. That means the point, therefore, all our points stands beyond reasonable doubts. So we raise a 7 point, while the opposition side, the web speaker have even raised have raised another point, which makes them to have a 2 points on their arguments. So, well, all the points have already destroyed. They don't have any points, every single one point that is still stand. So with this reasonable point of us, I have guarantee assured that we have already win this tournament. Thank you.
POI, please. POI.
No POI in reply.
Thank you
for the fine speech. With that, we come to the end of this debate now for today. It was a great. Grace, could you please confirm?
Yes, I've just created a breakout room for the judges. So judges can please join the breakout room to confer, and please come back with the results in about 10-15 minutes.
All right, I request my fellow panelists to join me in the breakout room. Thank you guys for a great round of debate. We'll be back shortly with a review.